Doesn't tell it there. Right, the USA round off their international break with a friendly against Chile in a few hours' time in Houston in Texas. And now, soccer has often been touted as the sport of the future in the USA. It does still take a backseat, though, to the likes of American football and basketball. But the beautiful game is certainly on the rise, and Alex Gulrajani has been to New York to find out some more.
Imagine training here. In the shadows of one of the world's most famous skylines, this is just another football pitch for kids in New York. Soccer is big business this side of the Atlantic, but just how big against the major North American sports?
I would say it's third. I would say it's right behind football, maybe. I would say basketball, at least for teenagers. The access that we have now to the Premier League, that's increasingly growing.
Before it was a lot smaller. Everyone would just look at Europe when they thought of soccer, but it's really rising up in the culture and in the city.
With all the sport facilities for soccer being built at the moment, soccer is becoming something very big.
It's fair to say the nation's failure to reach the World Cup last summer dented levels of interest in the men's national team. But in 7 years' time, the sport's showpiece event comes back to the US for the first time since 1994.
We probably will see more participation levels at the youth ages, for sure, in the build-up and lead-up to that World Cup.
Caleb, open your hip, follow your pass, go.
You have so many different nationalities here that the World Cup will be such a big draw for that. In terms of the national team, I think it'll be a little bit of success and people kind of jump on the bandwagon. But I think it'll be good for the sport, for definite.
We can't lie to ourselves and say it wasn't a disappointment when we didn't make the World Cup, but it's certainly, enormously exciting to have it in 7 years.
I said I was going to go to every single game I could go to.
I mean, I'm of course excited because it's like the World Cup. It's always been a dream of mine to go to one of the games.
Exposure to European football, and in particular the Premier League, is driving interest right now. But with Major League Soccer well established, is it offering a homegrown alternative? At the turn of the century, average attendances were well under 14,000, and 17 years later they were up to just over 22,000, an increase of 62%.
Soccer 10, 15 years ago in this country, you couldn't get people to buy in and to own a soccer team and to invest in soccer in the United States, and now there's a line out the door. I lived in England and played in the Premier League, and every single talk show was football. It was Premier League on the TV morning and night. It didn't have that here. Soccer many times was fighting for time, and now it's at a point, this game, where people want to know about Major League Soccer. They want to know about global soccer.
Whether it's a future in the game or securing a college scholarship, the motivations of this generation are varied. But who knows, maybe one of these kids down on Brooklyn Bridge Park, Pier 5, could make it onto the world stage. Alex Gulrajani, BBC News, New York.
Yeah, you never know. And they do, of course, have the US women's national team who are at a World Cup. They're going to be defending their title in France in June. So plenty of soccer for the American fans to be following this summer. You can follow it, of course, here with us. But that's it for the moment. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.